Hi, welcome to another video in my project analysis series. It's been a while since I've done this, and today I'll be analyzing a project in the east, in the Bayshore area, which is, as you can see from my screen, Vela Bay. So I think for the Bayshore area, it's been quite a while since they have a new launch. The last one is probably Costa del Sol, which is almost 22 years ago, basically in 2004. So why is this worth watching? How is it part of the Bayshore transformation in the area? So moving on, some of the contents that I'll be covering, the project information, the stand oversupply in the Bayshore area, the seafront facing units versus a non-seafront facing unit in terms of the premium, because we know this project is about approximately 70% that is seafront facing. And so what's the sweet spot pricing or stacks in this project itself? And lastly, I will end with the layout analysis. So basically, some important dates to take note, a bit of a typo error here. The preview date is scheduled to run from 11 April all the way until 21st April, and booking date will be on 25th April. So for the developer of Vela Bay, it's actually Singhai. So those of you who are familiar with Singhai, they've actually done a lot of projects. They do have a good track record. Some of the projects that they have done are Copa at Newton, Park Clementi's in Clementi, and we also have Park Colonial at Woodleigh, and the current ones that are still constructing will be Grand Dunman, Dakota area, and also Sora at Jurong. So in terms of the location, you'll be in the Bayshore area, opposite East Coast Park, and also right beside Bayshore MRT station. So you can see this is the actual site itself, and Costa del Sol is somewhere over here. So I think more importantly, we also need to see, because in this Bayshore transformation, there are actually more projects coming up in terms of residential units, slated to have around 10,000 upcoming residential units, of which 7,000 will be HDB in terms of BTOs, and then 3,000 will be private residential. So actually what is going to be the impact of so many residential units in the area is something that I will also cover in my video. So in terms of amenities and connectivity, you can see Vela Bay is over here. Right opposite is the greeneries. Green part is where East Coast Park is. There will be a bridge that will connect you from Vela Bay to East Coast Park. And of course, you are just 8 minutes walk through that bridge to East Coast Park, 19 minutes walk roughly to all the East Coast F&B in the East Coast Park area. 40 minutes drive will take you to Changi Airport, and 15 minutes drive will take you all the way to City Marina Bay Sands area. So in terms of the MRT, because I mentioned Vela Bay will be right beside Bayshore MRT. So Bayshore is actually part of the Thomson East Coast Line. And in fact, in stage 5 of Thomson East Coast Line this year, right, we actually link you up to Bedok South Station and Sungai Bedok Station. And why is this important? Because Sungai Bedok is actually the interchange point where you can transfer to the downtown line. And moving forward, even in this interchange will also take you to the Tampines part, the east side Tampines area. And actually, in fact, they did announce another stage where it will take you to Expo, to Changi Airport, to Terminal 5, but this is targeted to complete around the mid-2030. So this is how the artist impression of Vela Bay will look like. So there will be 2 tall blocks of residential units. So if you go further into the project info, you will see that there is 2 blocks of 31-story residential flat, total of 515 units. For car park, there will be 2 basements, but because I think this will be like a car-like area, so actually the provision for car park is only 50%, so just take note for this. So look at the site map. This is how Vela Bay will look like. Take a screenshot so you can look at it in details later on. So I think importantly for this, you can see that there are actually 3 side gates for this development. One will take you to a shortcut to East Coast Park. This one will actually be the side gate to the MRT, and this will be to Bayshore Drive. So this one is the overview of how the view will look like, because most of the units that is facing towards this direction will all have sea front facing view and towards East Coast Park, whereas there will be a couple of blocks that will stacks that will be facing the low-rise view behind. So a lot of the units in this project actually will have the sea and park view. So I think a bit quite similar to River Modern, that have many units that are actually river facing. So this one is covered. Okay, in terms of the view wise, right, you can see in terms of the more sought after view will be the one with the blue arrows. So you can see all these are actually seafront facing views, sea facing view. And this few stacks over here, you actually have the best of both worlds. You have pool view and you also have sea view. But of course, you must be level 11 and upwards to be able to get the sea view. If not, probably you'll be getting the East Coast Park view or the expressway view. So unit types, we have 1 plus study all the way until 5-bedroom penthouse. So in terms of the distribution, close to 57% will be 3-bedroom to 5-bedroom. And then the remaining 43% will be the smaller bedroom type, which is the 1-bedroom to 2-bedroom premium. So I think the first important question that we want to address is whether there is an oversupply situation in Bayshore. So before I actually go into that, just a quick commercial break. If you're looking at Bayshore area, looking at Vela Bay, just scan and keep my number or connect with me to get more info or more in-depth analysis. So this is the upcoming supply in Bayshore that I talked about earlier. There will be 10,000 residential units in the area, 3,000 will be condo, and approximately 7,000 HDB BTOs that will be in the plus classification. So what is the plus classification? Basically, it will be tagged with a 10 years MOP and you will face certain restrictions when you want to sell your units in future. So this is a question that I actually want to ask you. So when there is an oversupply situation, who do you think will be more worried in this scenario? Is it the sellers or is it the buyers that will be more worried? So actually in an oversupply situation, right, the sellers will be the one that is more worried because they will have a lot more competition, but buyers will be happy because they have a lot of choices and they probably, sellers don't dare to ask for too high a price because they have a lot more competition when they want to sell their unit. So in this situation for Vela Bay itself, right, the seller will actually refer to the developer. So in fact, at the time of this video, just a few days back, the government actually released a new mixed-use Bayshore GIS site that can warrant about 1,280 private homes. I don't want to speculate why the news happens at this timing, but I think in this case, it's more important whether the developer will be concerned because of this new development. So I think it's a good thing when developer is concerned. It will mean good news for the buyers because the developer will be more sensitive when they price their units. They might price it below market price, or definitely they will not overprice it because they want it to sell being the first in this area. So it will be a good chance for buyers that are looking at Vela Bay to come in because they might be able to potentially buy at a slightly cheaper price or at least not over the market price. So I think another question comes in, which point in time will this become your concern? That will actually be when you actually become the seller yourself. Because this probably will happen in about 4 to 5 years time, you'll be concerned, how do I exit if there is an oversupply? So to actually address this, let's take a look at a very recent example in the River Valley area. So we know that River Valley area, recent 1 year, there has been a lot of launches. We have River Green, we have Promenade Peak, we have Zion Grand, and of course the most recent is River Modern. So I think for Zion Grand and Promenade Peak, straightforward because these are high-rise skyscraper. For River Green, basically you're just close to MRT, you're close to Great World City, but you don't have any river-facing view. The only one that is unique will be River Modern, where you have the highest number of river-facing units and you're also close to the MRT. So when it hits the resale market, right, it's actually very important because not only are you nearer to the MRT, you have a USP because you have the most number of river-facing unit, which is very sought after for people who are looking to buy in that area. So similarly, if you apply it to Bayshore, right, in the future, Vela Bay will not only be close to MRT, but you have the most number of seafront-facing units. So that makes you more sought after or more preferred in the resale market. So moving on, next we'll be looking how does seafront facing fare in terms of premium versus the non-seafront facing units. So if we take a near example just within the area, right, the Bayshore area, we can see we can take the Bayshore versus Costa del Sol. I will not take the two-bedder into consideration because of there isn't a lot of two-bedder units. But just looking at the 3 and 4 bedder itself, you can see 37 to 42 or almost 43% in terms of price premium for the units. So definitely the seafront facing units can command this kind of premium because people who are buying in this area generally wants to have the sea facing view. So if we go further a bit, right, because maybe the Bayshore example is a bit older, we go to Amber area. So similarly, Amber Sky that doesn't have the sea facing, and Amber Park that have the sea facing. And you can see in terms of the premium for the 2 and 3 beders, close to 19%, and even more scary for the 4 beders, you can command 108% for the sea facing units. So in this area, people are really looking for seafront facing units. So how then do we identify the sweet spot in this project or in this new launch? So I think we need to identify the project USP, which I have shared with you for Vela Bay, is really the seafront facing, and what is the developer pricing strategy for this. So there are different type of developer pricing strategy. It can be per floor jump, it can be view jump, and it can be unit type, which might apply for this project instead of all three. So I would say the sweet spot stacks will be stack 10, 11, 12, 13, mid-floor above level 11 where you clear and have the seafront view, and you also have the pool view. So moving over to the layout, I'll be going through with you from 1 bedroom plus study all the way until the 5 bedroom penthouse. So for 1 bedroom plus study, there is only one layout, which is the one you see on my screen, and it's only in one stack form, which is this facing towards the sea. So I'll say the sea facing, but of course you need to be getting the high floor above 11 unit to have sea facing, otherwise you'll be just facing East Coast Park or even the expressway. So it's quite a straightforward for 1 bedroom plus study. In terms of the 2 bedroom, we look at the 2 bed 1 bath first, 3 layouts in 3 stacks. So basically we have it in stack 6, stack 11, stack 17. So stack 6 is actually over here where you have the seafront facing. Stack 11 is where your sweet spot stacks are. You have pool view and also potentially sea view. And of course this one faces towards the low rise and cliff behind. So layout difference you will see actually will be, I would say stack 6 is a bit different. You have a dining area that's tucked in the corner compared to this 2 where it is protruding out. So this 2 for stack 11 and stack 17 is pretty much similar. So moving on to the 2 bedroom premium. This is a 2 bed 2 bath units. We have 4 layouts for this, stack 7, stack 8, stack 16 and stack 14. So for this one, stack 8, you have seafront facing. Stack 16, you're facing towards the low rise, so probably in terms of pricing might be cheaper. So for the 2 bedroom premium, I actually think that this 2 layout is a bit better. You have a dining that is tucked in the corner. You have an enclosable kitchen. So and these 2 stacks have seafront facing units. So in terms of my 2 bedroom top choice, for the 2 bed 1 bath, I would say stack 11 with the sweet spot stacks, and also stack 7 right over here where you have the seafront facing unit and enclosable kitchen. So moving on to the 3 bedroom. So 3 bedroom in terms of 883 square feet and 893 square feet, 3 stacks, stack 2 inner facing, stack 12, and stack 18, which is facing towards the low rise and cliff. So both of these have pool facing, but I'll say stack 12 will probably be the sweet spot. So in terms of 3 bedroom premium, one is this one, pool facing. Stack 3, you have potentially pool facing and also seafront facing. So likely this one will be the more expensive stack out of the 3. And then of course stack 13, you have pool and also seafront, but potentially there will be a slight blockage lah. So my top choice for 3 bedroom is actually in stack 12 over here, and stack 13, because this one might not be too, in terms of the price premium, might not be over here, but you get to enjoy pool view and also seafront partial sea view. So for the 4 bedroom units, basically 2 layouts for below 1,200 square feet and one that is 1,378 square feet. You have more rooms, you have wider living room, and potentially you can make it wider if you remove this. But for these 2 layouts over here, it's actually the portrait living room. So also at stack 9, sea facing, stack 10, which is this one, and one that's facing towards the low rise. So my top choice would definitely be this 1,378 square feet, because this layout is just so much better. You can expand into a landscape living, you have sea view, and you have pool view. So for 5 bedroom and the penthouses, Technically, 5 bedroom, you only have one layout, which is the 1.82 square feet. These two are penthouses, and there's only 2 units in the entire development, 1765 square feet. So probably in terms of price, going to be the most expensive because there'll be a load on floor, there'll be a loading on the view, and there'll be a loading on the unit itself. But let's say if you have the budget and it's really for own stay, then go for this. Because this one, it might be a luck play, because there are only 2 units. So basically, I've come to the end of my project analysis for Vela Bay. So if you're looking at Vela Bay, do take note of the preview dates that's going to run for 11 April. Reach out to me for a more in-depth project analysis. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video or my next project analysis. Bye!